Well, good morning, my little rays of sunshine. How are you all doing out there today? I'm Michelle the Introvert, and today I have a very fun project that I'd like to do with all of you. It's a project that I've been wanting to do for some time. I've done some research, and yesterday I asked my son Joshua, Josh, what are your two favorite colors of Jell-o? And he said he likes blue Jell-o, and he said that he likes red Jell-o. And we'll be using these today for the fun project that I have in mind. See these wonderful Tupperware Jell-o molds? I have two of them, and one of them was given to me by a wonderful viewer named Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you for the wonderful Jell-o mold. I'll definitely have fun with this today, and we'll be using both of them. So if you're all interested, why don't you join me? For some time now, I have been wanting to use my Tupperware Jell-o molds. I've never used Jell-o molds in my whole entire life, so this will be a first. Today will be a first. But I've been wondering for some time actually how to use these Tupperware Jell-o molds. I know that over the years in the 1950s, they used to use Jell-o molds all the time. So I've done a little bit of research, asking or wondering. I have so many questions because I'm such a curious person. I can't help myself. I'm just always so curious about things. And when it comes to Tupperware Jell-o molds, my biggest question has been, does a person need to use non-stick cooking spray in the Jell-o molds to prevent the Jell-o from sticking? Or did the ladies and men back in the 1950s, did they just pour the Jell-o into the Jell-o molds, and did the Jell-o just slide out when it was time to serve? So those are my biggest questions, my friends. And I've done some research. Some people have said, yes, you've got to use this to keep it from sticking. And some people have said, no, you don't have to. So it really didn't answer my question too much. So today, my questions are going to be answered. If I was still back in school, this class would be considered home ec, but also science. And I'll tell you why it would be both. Well, home ec, it's pretty obvious why it would be home ec, because it's kitchen projects. But for science, well, it has to do with all my curiosity. Come over here with me. Look what I have on my bread machine. I have the scientific method all printed out. Actually, my husband Gerald printed that out for me last night. He did me a big favor, and he's always such a help. So I thought it would be fun to use the scientific method today to answer my Tupperware Jell-o mold dilemma. Alrighty, so we can start at the top. Number one. Question, what do you want to learn? Well, I basically had mentioned that just a second ago, that what I want to learn is if I have to use non-stick cooking spray to prevent the Jell-o from sticking in the Jell-o molds, or can I do without the non-stick cooking spray, and will the Jell-o just simply slide out of the Tupperware Jell-o mold by itself easily and not stick? So that's my question. Now that's what I want to find out. Number two, hypothesis. Take a guess on what you think the answer to your question might be. My guess is that for the first Tupperware Jell-o mold that I'll be using, I'm going to use the non-stick cooking spray, and my guess is that that Jell-o will easily come out of the Jell-o mold. And my second hypothesis, well, it's like a tongue twister to say that. My second hypothesis is that the Jell-o mold that I do not put the cooking spray in, I have a feeling it's going to stick. And it won't come out very nice when I try to slide it out of here. That's my guess. I could be totally wrong. We're going to find out today. Some of you probably already know the answer. But I'm having a lot of fun just figuring this out scientifically. Number 3, materials. List the materials you will need to complete the experiment. Well, I have everything laid out on the counter and on the stove that I think that I'm going to be needing and using, and I'm guessing and thinking that I'm not forgetting anything. I'm hoping that I have everything. But we'll just keep going and see how things work out. If I need more things, then we'll just add it as we go. So the materials that I have on my counter are the 2 Tupperware Jell-o molds, and I have some masking tape with a pen because I'm going to label one of these, the one that I intend to use, this here. That's going to be labeled so I'll know which one has the nonstick cooking spray and which one does not. So the Tupperware that has the masking tape stuck to it is the one that has that. Also, I picked up some Dream Whip at Superstore yesterday because I figured Joshua would like that with his Jell-o today. And I have the Jell-o here. This is, what kind is this? Berry blue. And this is strawberry. So I wasn't sure how much Jell-o I would need, so I just picked up 2 of each. These are my 2 biggest pans. Now, if I had a different type of pan, then I would use that. But that's what I have for the size that I need. And I'll show you why I need those pans. Is because I'm going to be adding water, warm water, to each of those pans. And the Jell-o mold, each Jell-o mold will have to fit very nicely into those pans. So each of those I'm going to put warm water in. So I think that's all I need for today's experiment. If I think of anything else, we'll bring it along as we go. Now we're on number 4, experiment. Test your question by doing an experiment. So now's the time to get things started. I'm just reading this here. And I've got the kettle on, you can probably hear that. Oh, it just shut off. Directions. Basic method, stir 1 cup of boiling water into jelly powder. Stir until completely dissolved. Stir in 1 cup of cold water or fruit juice. But today we're just doing the cold water. So I have the 2 bowls here. This one will be for the berry blue. And this one will be for the strawberry. And of course, because I have 2 boxes of berry blue and 2 boxes of strawberry, the measurements will be doubled for the boiling water and for the cold water. Oopsie. Oh, this isn't on very good. All right. We'll learn as we go. Okay, whoops. I'm spilling things all over here. Okay. Welcome to bloopers on the Michelle the Introvert channel. Oh my. I hope this... Oops. Okay. Just give me a sec. I've got to put this on a little bit better. All right, I have this on better. So hopefully it won't spill out again. All right, I'll take a look at the second one here. It doesn't look too bad. This one looks like it's in there okay. But now I know to be watchful in case that spills out of there. Okay. Anyhow, I'm going to clean up the counter. It's still got a bit of remnants of Jell-o there. And then we shall proceed. Never a dull moment, eh? This here red Jell-o, strawberry Jell-o, isn't leaking out of the bottom here. I just accidentally spilled it myself. So it's not the Jell-o mold's fault, by no means. Non-stick cooking spray. It's not leaking out of the bottom, so that's good news. So I'm gonna get these put into the fridge. The Jell-o is setting in the fridge, and it's gonna take a few hours for that to set. So I'm probably gonna see you back here this afternoon, and in the meantime I'm gonna clean up the Jell-o that has spilled. There's a little bit on the floor, so I'm gonna get that all cleaned up, and I'll see you guys back this afternoon if that's okay, when the Jell-o is all set. It's the afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the Jell-o is all set. Here they are. I just took them out of the fridge, and they didn't leak out all over my fridge. So that's good news, that the Jell-o didn't pour out all over the place. This one here was dripping though, but I remedied that. At least I hope I remedied that, because the bottom part, Tupperware part of that, it was loose, so it was dripping. But after I fixed it, there didn't seem to be too much of a problem. And while I was waiting for the Jell-o to set, I made Joshua's Dream Whip, because he likes to have Dream Whip with his Jell-o. So I did up a couple packs so Joshua can enjoy that. So the next thing that I have to do is fill up those pans in the back. Not fill them up to the top, but fill them up enough that I can set the Jell-o molds in them, and hopefully it'll loosen up the Jell-o so they'll slip and slide right out. I put warm water in both of those pans, so now all I have to do is put the Jell-o molds in there for about 30 seconds total. There they are. And it looks like they're floating around in there. That's all right. I'm sure it'll still work. This one's floating too. So, I'll be back in 30 seconds, my friends. 30 seconds is up, and I'm going to be putting the Jell-o molds here. We'll do the blue one first with the non-stick cooking spray. Well, the Jell-o is out of the Jell-o molds. And here it is, in all its jiggly glory. Well, I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised at the results. Look at it jiggle. Here's what the berry blue Jell-o looks like. And here is what the strawberry Jell-o looks like. And you can really see the designs of the Jell-o mold on this one. And this one here, you can't really see the designs too much. Although the two Jell-o molds are identical, you can see how they definitely do look different. Here's the scientific method. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to take a look at number 5 and talk about the results. Results. What happened during the experiment? Well, one of the things that happened during the experiment itself, and that is I made a mess. I made a mess. The blue Jell-o poured onto the counter, poured down my cupboard doors and onto the floor, and so I quickly remedied that situation. I didn't have the bottom part, this part here, I didn't have that on very tight, so it kind of spilled all over. And in the fridge, the red Jell-o, the strawberry Jell-o, the red part was not as secure as it should have been, so it was drip dropping a little bit, but I quickly remedied that. And let's see. Well, results. What happened during the experiment? Well, one thing that I will say, and that is the design of the molds themselves, in particular the blue one. You can't really see the design of the mold on this as well as you can the red. So those are 3 things that I had noticed. Those are 3 things that took place for the results. So now let's talk about the conclusion. We're on number 6 for the scientific method, the conclusion. Discuss your results and what you found out. Answer your question. So by doing this experiment, I discovered that when you use non-stick cooking spray, the Jell-o comes out very quick, very, very easy after putting it in the water for 30 seconds. It just comes out really, really quick, really fast with no problems whatsoever. And as far as the red Jell-o mold, one of the things I noticed and was surprised about, and that is it also came out of the jelly mold very well, but only when I took the knife and just went around the outside edge part of the mold itself. When I first flipped it upside down, it was stuck in there. But when I took the knife and went around the outer perimeter of the Jell-o mold and flipped it back upside again, it just slid right out, no problem, lickety split. So both ways, I would say my conclusion is that both ways work very well, whether you use non-stick cooking spray or if you don't use non-stick cooking spray. They both work equally well. Well, my friends, I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. I learned so much and I had so much fun. It was great to do this home ec science experiment with all of you. I learned a lot. It was so good to do this. I've been wanting to use those Jell-o molds for such a long time, and now I've completed step 1. Just learning how to use them. That's a lot of fun. And so the next video I do on Jell-o molds, I think I'd like to add some fruit cocktail to the Jell-o and see how that turns out. But maybe you'll join me for that adventure as well. So my friends, thank you again for keeping me company. And if you like this vlog, please give me the YouTube thumbs up or press that subscribe button. That would be great. And I have more vlogs coming up, so stay tuned. And I'll talk to you all soon. Talk to you soon, my friends. Bye. Bye.